RH consultants are audio consultants, and we advise people at all ends of the project process on how to put audio into large buildings, really. Sometimes we're working with the clients, helping them scope out what they need. Sometimes we're working with manufacturers, working on the next greatest thing to put into venues such as this, integrators, anybody who has issues to do with audio. And on the whole, our specialism is large venues, and particularly stadiums. Today I'm going to be talking really about the history of my work here. I've been working at Lords for about 5 years now, and really, without going into specifics of my industry, just talk about the process any discipline has to go through working with an established venue. It's not a new build. You're tacking bits onto the side of sometimes very old buildings. You're dealing with a lot of existing structures that were in place, and really just tell the story of how one finds their way through that to actually end up with an installation and a system that works for everybody. We found it really useful. Just the fact that you're in touch with people, sharing information with people who aren't. There's a couple of our competitors here, but also people who aren't. But you suddenly realise you have a shared interest. And for example, some of the crowd management experts here today, actually, we're going to be meeting separately now to EVTG, talking about how some of their knowledge of crowd management can actually affect some of the British standards I'm working on to do with running audio in large venues. And if it wasn't for EVTG, those sort of conversations wouldn't have happened. So there's always something, even if it's not directly to do with my subject, that you take away from it, even if it's something to do with access control or ticketing, which is absolutely nothing to do with me. Suddenly you learn a bit more, and that helps me do my job better because I've got a greater understanding of how venues work. I think it's pretty open, and I think when you look at the membership, it is especially open. I mean, just the variety of the different disciplines that you need to build a venue is enormous. Everything from the catering through to the technical systems, through to, as I said, the stuff that's being spoken about today with the big crowds and things like that. So I think the membership is already and can be very wide. I certainly recommend other people, particularly involved with technology. There's a guy who I'm encouraging to join at the moment who does a specialised wireless technology, and he's coming along. No, I think the more the better, and I'm also talking to people who aren't just involved on the permanent side, but temporary overlay as well, which is just as important. So I talk a lot to a company that does temporary structures, because their stuff will be built on temporarily when there's large events in a permanent venue, and yeah.